Let's move on to another war now, a much older one. Anthony Albanese has demanded the release of the missing documents containing details of the Iraq War. The documents were made public from the National Archive on January 1 after the 20-year secrecy period expired, but they went missing before they could be released to the public. The Prime Minister has now launched an independent review to find the documents.
Australians have a right to know the basis upon which Australia went to war in Iraq. My government believes that this mistake must be corrected, that the National Archives of Australia should release all the documentation.
Are you concerned that there's been a cover-up here?
Well, that's why we have asked Dennis Richardson to do the review.
Kosha, your thoughts on this?
You know, I think as a broader point, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And I do think more of these things should be in the public domain, not less. Having said that, I think the current administration, more cynical observer might say they're not exactly paragons, probably, of releasing things into the public domain. I know they've dodged and fought other Freedom of Information Act requests and so on. So I'm sure there's a political side to this as well. There's no question about that. Spoiler alert, I would say that, you know, even when these documents are recovered and released, one of the largest driving factors for Australia's involvement was that it is within the sphere of influence of the US. The US wanted to go in, and that was probably, that's going to be in the answer, but maybe there's other details that he wants out there.
I dare say you could be on the money with that spoiler alert. Now, look, households could be in for yet another power price hike, with energy retailers demanding consumers pay a higher default electricity bill due to surging solar tariff costs. Michael, once again, renewables proving they may not be the cheapest option.
No, and we keep paying our Chinese friends to secure all the cobalt and lithium, and gee, I hope that some Australian companies intervene in the market in West Australia and Tasmania and see that it's not all being produced by them. I think unrealistic views about the transition to renewables is a mistake. It's a good idea. We're all against pollution, but we should do it slower so that it doesn't cost the average person. And I want to tell our State Minister here for the environment, all of her ethnic communities don't want you to take away their gas cooker. They find it much easier to prepare their food and much fresher. And I bet your Lily D'Ambrosio, your family did too. Don't take away our gas cookers.
Yeah, that war on gas, it just doesn't seem to end. Now, look, let's move to the US, where Donald Trump's campaign is appealing a Maine court's decision to remove him from the presidential ballot after it ruled that he incited the Jan 6 Capitol riots and is therefore ineligible. Kosha, do you think Trump's chances are in trouble if he can't get these decisions overturned?
No. It depends, I guess, what your definition of in trouble is. I would say no, because it's not making a difference at all politically. With every indictment, he seems to go 5 points up in the polls. And the reason for that is because everybody sees this as lawfare, which is using the legal system and the justice system as a way to interfere in the election. The second thing is legally, it doesn't really make sense. Everybody expects that the Supreme Court will overturn this. They know that. It's on very shaky legal grounds. However, the whole calculus, I think, is about there's a swath of the electorate that will find it a little bit too much and will find him a little bit just untouchable if he's been convicted or, has had to go through these legal battles. And that's what I think the other side's strategy is pinning their hopes on, those suburban moms and those independents. Is there enough of them that will find him a little bit too much after this? And that's, I think, the high stakes gamble here.
Yeah, big gamble indeed. Okay, thank you so much, Michael Danby and Kosha Gada, for your time.